I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Hi everybody, welcome back to Crandall Reviews. I'm Matthew Crandall. I've been doing the Toronto International Film Festival, and I was lucky enough to attend the Midnight Madness premiere screening of James Franco's The Disaster Artist. This was one of my most anticipated movies of the year because I love Tommy Wiseau's The Room. It is so awful and so much fun to enjoy how bad it is. It brings me joy. I was a big fan of The Disaster Artist book, co-written by Greg Sestero, who stars in The Room. I bought it the first week it came out, read it right away. So I've been waiting and waiting for this movie, hoping that it would be something special. And then we got word out of South by Southwest that it was really funny. And I was still nervous because James Franco, as a filmmaker, has been really erratic and eccentric. And I really hoped that when it came to The Disaster Artist, they would be able to find a nice blend of funny and yet not make Tommy Wiseau look like an idiot or a moron. The Disaster Artist is one of my favorite movies of the year. I absolutely loved this movie. It is funny, it's got a lot of heart and sweetness to it, but it also doesn't shy away from a little bit of the creepiness of Tommy Wiseau and Greg's relationship as they become friends and as they make The Room. I really liked the performances across the board. James Franco completely transforms himself into Tommy Wiseau with that strange accent, the eccentric belts, the costume design. Everything is what you want it to be, and it's done with a reverence for The Room, a reverence for Tommy and Greg's relationship, and it never plays Tommy as a fool or an idiot. And I thought that was really the way to go, because this is a guy who did put his heart, soul, and $6 million into making a movie that happened to be absolutely horrible, but gives so many people joy now because they can enjoy the spoon-throwing awfulness of The Room that it's just a cult classic, and this shows the making of it. The movie is much more linear than the book was. The book jumps back and forth from the making of the film to how they met and keeps going back and forth as you read it. This is sort of like the A to B of Greg and Tommy meeting, them becoming friends, the weirdness, the talented Mr. Ripley-esque-ness of their relationship, and then the making of The Room and the crazy antics that happened on set, and then the release of the film. I love the attention to detail in this movie. A lot of stuff that was in the book comes to life, like Tommy's strange and weird apartment decor, how Tommy likes to go and eat at restaurants and act out scenes in public at full volume without caring who's around, and the eccentricities of making the movie, where they build an entire set that looks exactly like a back alley that's literally 10 feet away from where they're shooting, but he wants to do it because Israel Hollywood movie, and they just have to do all these things. And the ridiculousness of Tommy trying to make basically his streetcar named Desire, but blowing it at every turn with ridiculous creative choices like Greg telling him a horrible story about someone getting hurt, and Tommy leaning back when he hears that they had to go to the hospital and laughing and never realizing that that is not a human response to hearing a story about a woman getting beaten and put into a hospital. And these moments are played so pitch perfect that they really just accentuate the eccentricities and weirdness of Tommy Wiseau and this whole process, but it celebrates it while showing us the behind the scenes. And I love that reverence for the material. And there's some really funny music cues in the soundtrack as well. One great slow motion shot to Faith No More's Epic that in itself was also epic. Dave Franco as Greg does a good performance, and it's fun seeing him and Franco on screen because Franco's got the Tommy Wiseau prosthetics. You don't keep thinking of them as brothers, and I like that they disguise James enough that it's not distracting, that these are two real-life brothers playing people who are not related. They captured a lot of the funny moments from the book and they don't shy away from some of the overt creepiness of Tommy, him not wanting to be a loner, him sort of obsessing over Greg as his friend and getting a little bit jealous when Alison Brie, a woman, starts to creep in on their relationship. And Tommy Wiseau, as a character himself in real life, comes by all these weird eccentricities like nobody knowing his age or where he's actually from, quite honestly. And he was at the premiere, and he was just as insane as you would want him to be, and it was a blast. The supporting performances by Paul Scheer, Seth Rogen, so many great comedic performances across the board. And of course, the making of the movie is a laugh riot when you see all of the bad choices that they made as they made this incredibly bad film. But they made it with heart, and they were trying really hard, and that comes through. And The Disaster Artist is just pure cinematic joy. It's fun, it's funny, you feel sad, you feel happy. It's got a wide range of emotions. And honestly, Franco gives an Oscar-worthy performance as Tommy Wiseau. People are not going to be expecting it. Now, if you're not part of the cult of The Room, I don't know if you're going to love this movie as much as I did, because I knew what I was getting. I love seeing the recreations of horrible scenes. Hi, doggy. All these funny things. And they were smart that the movie opens with real celebrities talking about their love of The Room. And then at the end of the film, they close it out with some side-by-sides of how accurate their footage was compared to the actual Room. And that stuff is hilarious and fun to watch. And make sure you stay until the credits are over, because there's a really funny tag on the very end of the movie. And this is just one that, if you're a fan of filmmaking, even if you haven't heard of The Room and don't know The Room, this movie is about friendship and artistic expression and passion, even if it's blind, misguided passion. Following your dreams is something that we can all aspire to. The Disaster Artist right now, as of this filming, is my favorite movie of 2017. I had an absolute blast, and I can't wait to see it again when it comes out in December. So hit the comments. Let me know if you love The Room, if you hate The Room, if you're excited for Disaster Artist and to see what Franco and company have brought. Hit the comments. Let me know. Thanks a lot for watching.